Let me ask you something, and I want you to be honest with yourself. How many years have you been trying to control your blood pressure by cutting salt, doing everything your doctor told you, and still seeing those numbers stay high? It's frustrating, isn't it? You do your best, you follow the rules, and yet nothing really changes. At some point, you start to wonder, is something wrong with my body? Am I missing something important? But what if the problem isn't what you're doing? What if it's what's been missing all along? What if one small, overlooked piece is quietly keeping your arteries tight and your blood pressure stuck exactly where it is, and no one ever explained it to you clearly? That missing piece could be the reason nothing has worked the way it should, no matter how careful you've been. And once you understand it, it can change the way you look at your health completely. What most people don't realize is this: blood pressure is not just about reducing salt. There's a deeper balance inside your body that most people are never fully told about. Your body depends on a quiet mineral balance that controls how your blood vessels open and relax. When that balance is off, nothing truly stabilizes. And the older you get, the more this missing piece begins to matter. Once you see it clearly, everything starts to make sense. I'm Dr. Robert Miller, and I've spent decades sitting across from patients just like you, hearing the same frustration again and again. People who follow the advice, take the medication, do everything right, and still feel like something isn't adding up. Over time, I began to notice a pattern, a simple one, but one that was easy to miss. It showed up again and again in people over 60, especially those who were trying their hardest. And when we addressed this missing piece, something changed. Not just their numbers, but their confidence. Things finally started to feel steady, natural. I'm not here to replace your doctor. I'm here to help you understand something simple that often gets overlooked. Think of your blood vessels like a network of soft, flexible tubes. When everything is working properly, they open and relax easily, and your pressure stays under control. But there is one key mineral your body depends on, a signal that tells those vessels when to relax and when to hold steady. When that mineral is too low, the system changes. The vessels don't fully relax. They stay slightly tight all the time. And that quiet tension keeps your blood pressure higher than it should be. Here's what becomes important after 60. Your body doesn't absorb this mineral as efficiently anymore. And over time, your levels slowly drop without you even realizing it. Medications can help manage the numbers, but they don't fix this underlying imbalance. So you end up chasing your blood pressure instead of restoring the system itself. But when this mineral is brought back into balance, something shifts. The vessels begin to respond again. They relax the way they're supposed to, and your pressure starts to ease, not because you forced it, but because your body finally has what it needs. This is why so many people feel stuck, even when they're doing everything right. Your body isn't broken. It's simply missing a basic signal it depends on. And once that signal is restored, balance becomes possible again, in a steady, natural, predictable way. And that is the part most people were never clearly told. And once you understand this, you start to see it in real life. I remember a patient named John. He was 72. Every morning he ate his oatmeal, took his medication, and avoided salt like it was poison. He walked every day. He followed every instruction carefully. And still, every time he checked his blood pressure, the numbers stayed higher than they should be. One day, he looked at me and said, "Doctor, I feel like I'm fighting my own body." That feeling is more common than you think. Here's what most people don't realize. Blood pressure is not just about what you remove. It's about what your body is quietly missing. Inside your body, your blood vessels rely on a signal to relax. Without that signal, they stay slightly tight, all the time. Think of it like gently squeezing a garden hose. The tighter it gets, the higher the pressure rises. That's exactly what happens inside your arteries. And this becomes even more important after 60. As we age, the body slowly loses its ability to hold on to certain minerals. And one of the most important is magnesium. Magnesium acts like a calming signal for your blood vessels. It tells the muscles in your arteries to let go, to relax, to open. But here's the problem. Many people over 60 are quietly low in magnesium and have no idea. Years of stress, certain medications, changes in digestion, all of it slowly drains this mineral away. And when magnesium drops, your body changes. Your vessels stay tense. Your pressure stays elevated. Even if you cut salt, even if you take your medication. This is why John felt stuck. He wasn't doing anything wrong. His body was simply missing a key piece. And this is where things become emotionally heavy. Because you start blaming yourself. You think you failed somehow. But the truth is, your body is doing its best with what it has. When magnesium is low, your heart has to work harder. Your vessels don't respond the way they should. Over time, that constant tension builds. It becomes a quiet strain, one you can feel but can't fully explain. The good news is, this is something you can begin to correct. You don't need a drastic change. Start simple. Begin adding magnesium-rich foods into your day. Spinach, almonds, pumpkin seeds, even a small piece of dark chocolate. Not as a strict rule, just as a steady, gentle addition. You're not forcing your body. You're giving it what it has been missing. And sometimes, that small shift is exactly where real change begins. Now let me show you another side of this. A woman named Carol came to see me not long ago. She was 68, very careful with her health. She read labels, avoided processed food, took her medication exactly on time. And still, her blood pressure kept creeping up, especially in the evenings. She looked at me and said, "It doesn't make sense. I'm doing everything right." That moment, that confusion, is something I hear very often. Here's what most people don't realize. It's not just about having magnesium. It's about whether your body can actually use it. As we get older, the digestive system changes. It becomes less efficient. Your body doesn't absorb nutrients the way it used to. So even if you're eating healthy foods, your cells may still not be getting what they need. And this is where things become even more important. Magnesium and calcium work together in a very delicate balance. Calcium helps your muscles tighten. Magnesium helps them relax. Your blood vessels depend on this balance every second of the day. But in many people over 60, that balance shifts. There's too much calcium activity, and not enough magnesium to calm it down. And when that happens, your blood vessels stay slightly tightened, all the time. Think of it like a door that can close easily, but struggles to fully open. That constant tightness keeps your blood pressure elevated. Not because your body is failing, but because the system is out of balance. Carol's situation was exactly this. She was getting calcium from her diet, even from supplements, but her magnesium levels were low, so her blood vessels remained in a mild state of contraction all day long. And here's the part that concerns me most. This imbalance doesn't just affect your blood pressure. Over time, it quietly puts more strain on your heart. You may not notice it right away, but the effect builds slowly. Many people start to feel more tired, a little heavier, not quite like themselves, and they don't always know why. The solution is not to remove calcium completely. Your body still needs it. The key is restoring the balance. One simple step is to support your magnesium levels more directly. For many people over 60, a gentle magnesium supplement can help. Forms like magnesium glycinate or citrate are often easier to absorb. You don't need anything extreme, just steady, consistent support. And when that balance begins to return, your blood vessels start to respond again. They relax more naturally. And for many people, this is the moment when things finally begin to shift. But this doesn't stop at your blood vessels. I once spoke with a man named Richard. He was 75, strong, independent, proud of how well he had taken care of himself. But over the past few years, something had changed. His blood pressure became unpredictable. Some days it looked fine. Other days, it suddenly spiked high enough to worry him. He looked at me and said, "I don't understand it. It feels completely random." And that feeling can be very unsettling. Here's what most people don't realize. Magnesium doesn't just affect your blood vessels. It also plays a quiet but powerful role in your nervous system. Your body operates in two main states. One is calm and relaxed. The other is alert and tense. Magnesium helps keep you in that calm state. It acts like a natural brake on your stress response. But after 60, that brake starts to weaken. As magnesium levels slowly drop, your system becomes more sensitive. Now even small stresses can trigger a stronger reaction. Your heart rate rises more quickly, your blood vessels tighten faster, and your blood pressure climbs, even when nothing serious is happening. This is why it starts to feel unpredictable. But it's not random. It's your body reacting, without enough control. That's exactly what was happening with Richard. He wasn't doing anything wrong. His system had simply lost part of its ability to stay steady. And here's where it becomes even more important. Sleep plays a major role in this. And after 60, deep, restful sleep often becomes harder to maintain. When your sleep is poor, your body loses even more magnesium overnight. So the next day, your system is even more reactive, more sensitive, more easily triggered. And this creates a cycle. Low magnesium leads to poor sleep. Poor sleep leads to even lower magnesium. And over time, your body starts to feel like it's always on edge. Many people begin to feel restless, anxious, tired, but unable to fully relax. And they don't always know why. The good news is, this is something you can gently support. Start with your evening routine. A small amount of magnesium before bed can help, along with simple changes, like dimming the lights, reducing noise, giving your mind time to slow down. You're not forcing sleep. You're helping your body return to a state it already knows, but has been struggling to reach. And when your system begins to calm down, your blood pressure often follows. And sometimes, it's not just what's missing. I remember a couple in their early 70s who came to see me together. They had changed everything. Less salt, more walking, healthier meals. They supported each other every single day. And still, when they checked their blood pressure at home, the numbers stayed higher than expected. They looked at me and said, "We've done everything we were told. What are we missing?" That question is more common than you think. Here's what most people don't realize. It's not just about getting magnesium into your body. It's also about what is quietly taking it away. As we age, certain everyday habits begin to drain magnesium faster than we can replace it. And the difficult part is, these habits feel completely normal. Coffee is one of them. Many people rely on it every morning. It feels harmless, even helpful. But caffeine signals your kidneys to release more magnesium. So the more you drink, the more your body lets go of this vital mineral. Sugar works in a similar way. Even small amounts throughout the day can slowly reduce your magnesium levels over time. Not all at once, but steadily. And then there are medications, very common ones. Diuretics, acid reducers, some heart medications. They help manage important conditions, but they can also lower magnesium quietly, without you ever noticing. So even if you're adding healthy foods, your body may still be losing magnesium faster than it can hold on to it. That's exactly what was happening with this couple. On the surface, they were doing everything right, but underneath, their magnesium levels were being drained, day after day. And this is where it can feel discouraging, because you're making the effort, but the results don't reflect it. Over time, this constant loss keeps your blood vessels from ever fully relaxing. Your body never reaches that balanced, steady state. And the concern goes beyond just numbers. It's the quiet, ongoing strain on your heart and circulation. The good news is, this is something you can become aware of, and small awareness leads to meaningful change. You don't need to remove everything overnight. Just start gently. Maybe one less cup of coffee. Maybe spacing out sugary foods instead of having them frequently. And most importantly, talk with your doctor. Ask if any of your medications could be affecting your magnesium levels, and whether additional support might be right for you. You're not fighting your body. You're removing what has been quietly working against it. And when you do that, your system finally has a chance to settle and begin to recover. And there's one more piece most people never expect. I want to tell you about Helen. She was 70, sharp, independent, very aware of her health. She kept a notebook of her blood pressure readings. Every day, twice a day, she checked. And each time the number was high, her shoulders tightened, her breathing changed. She felt it. She told me, "The more I watch it, the worse it seems to get." That feeling can be exhausting. Here's what most people don't realize. Your thoughts and emotions can directly affect your blood pressure. And this becomes even stronger when your body is low in magnesium. Magnesium helps regulate your stress response. It keeps your system from overreacting. But when levels are low, even normal concern can turn into physical tension. Your body doesn't separate emotional stress from physical stress. It responds the same way. Your blood vessels tighten, your heart pushes harder, and your pressure rises. Now think about this. You check your blood pressure and feel anxious. That anxiety tightens your body and raises the number. So the next time you check, you expect it to be high. And that expectation alone creates more tension. That's the cycle Helen was caught in. Her body was already sensitive, and each reading added more pressure, not just on the screen, but inside her. Over time, this becomes a loop that feels hard to break. And here's the part many people don't realize. Magnesium also affects how your brain experiences calm. When it's low, your mind stays more alert, more watchful, less able to settle. So it's not just your body reacting. It's your whole system staying slightly on edge. That's why some people feel restless, tense, or uneasy without a clear reason. And the real cost is not just higher readings. It's living in a state where your body never fully relaxes. But there is a simple way to begin shifting this. Start by changing how you measure your blood pressure. Choose a calm, consistent time each day. Sit quietly for a few minutes before checking. Let your body settle first, then take the reading. And alongside that, continue supporting your magnesium levels. Because when your body has what it needs, your reactions become steadier, more balanced. Helen didn't need to stop caring about her health. She just needed to change how she approached it. And once she did, not only did her numbers improve, but something even more important returned, a sense of calm. So what can you actually do with all of this? Start simple. You do not need to change everything at once. In fact, your body usually responds better to small, steady steps than sudden, dramatic changes. The first step is to begin adding magnesium-rich foods into your daily meals. Think about simple foods your body can actually use. Leafy greens, nuts, seeds, beans, a handful of almonds, a spoonful of pumpkin seeds, a serving of spinach with dinner. These are not restrictions. They are support. You are not taking something away. You are giving your body something it may have been missing for a long time. The second step is to look at your morning routine. If you drink several cups of coffee a day, try easing back just a little. Not removing it completely. Not forcing yourself into a big change. Just one less cup can begin to make a difference over time. Third, pay attention to your hydration. Your blood vessels need proper fluid balance to stay relaxed and responsive. When your body is even mildly dehydrated, those vessels can become more tense. So try to drink water steadily throughout the day. Not all at once, just consistently. Fourth, consider supporting your body in the evening. For some people, a gentle magnesium supplement such as magnesium glycinate can be helpful before bed. It may help the body relax. It may also support better sleep, which becomes incredibly important after 60. And better sleep gives your system a better chance to recover. Of course, before starting anything new, speak with your doctor. Fifth, give your nervous system a few minutes of calm each day. Sit quietly, breathe slowly, let your body settle. Even 5 minutes can help interrupt the tension your system may be carrying all day long. Sixth, be aware of the quiet things that can drain magnesium. Sugar, stress, certain medications. You do not need to fear them. You simply need to notice them. Because once you become aware, you can start making small, meaningful adjustments. And finally, be patient with your progress. Your body does not change overnight, but when you support it consistently, it begins to respond in a steadier, more natural way. This is not about fighting your body. It is about working with it. And when you give your system the missing piece it has been asking for, balance becomes something your body can slowly return to, step by step. Take a quiet moment and think about everything you've been carrying. The effort, the discipline, the worry. All those times you tried to do the right thing and still felt like your body was not responding the way it should. That can feel heavy. And after a while, it can wear on you in ways other people do not always see. But what I hope you understand now is this. Your body was never working against you. It was trying to function while missing something important. And when the body is missing a key piece, it usually does not fail all at once. It struggles quietly. That is what so many people experience after 60. Not failure, not weakness, just an imbalance that was never clearly explained. I have sat with many patients who felt the same frustration you may be feeling right now. And I have seen what happens when they finally understand what their body has been asking for. Something begins to change, not only in their numbers, but in the way they see themselves. Because there is a big difference between fighting your body and supporting it. And once you understand that difference, something lifts. You stop blaming yourself. You stop chasing one quick fix after another. And you begin building something steadier, something more lasting. This is where real control begins. Not control through fear, not control through force, but control through understanding. And I want you to hold on to that, because this kind of knowledge brings a quiet confidence with it. You begin to trust your body again. You begin to feel that you are no longer guessing. You are making informed choices, clear choices, steady choices, and that changes everything. Now, I also want to be honest with you. This is not magic, and it is not the only piece of your health. Your body is still influenced by many factors, but this missing piece matters, and it has been overlooked far too often. Now you know it is there, and that alone puts you in a different place than many people. You are no longer just following instructions. You are beginning to understand why your body responds the way it does. And when you understand the why, your actions become more powerful. So as you move forward, remember this. Your body is not broken. It is responsive. It is adaptable. And when you give it the support it needs, it has a remarkable ability to move back toward balance. That is not false hope. That is how the body works. And now, you are in a position to work with it instead of against it. Now let me bring everything together for you in a simple way you can carry with you. For years, you may have believed that controlling blood pressure was only about cutting salt, taking medication, and avoiding certain foods. And while those things do matter, they are only part of the picture. The missing piece, the one most people are never clearly told about, is balance inside your body, especially the role of magnesium. When magnesium is low, your blood vessels stay slightly tense. Your nervous system becomes more reactive. Your body struggles to relax the way it was designed to. And over time, your blood pressure reflects that imbalance. But when you begin to restore this missing piece, gently, consistently, something starts to change. Your system responds in a more natural way, not forced, not extreme, just balanced. So let me ask you something. If your body has been trying to function with something missing all this time, what could change for you if you finally gave it what it needs? That question matters, because this is where your next step begins. If this helped you see your health in a new way, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and share this with someone you care about, someone who may be going through the same frustration, because you are not alone in this. And sometimes, one piece of understanding is all it takes to begin moving in the right direction. And before we finish, I want to leave you with something important. This information is here to support you, not replace your doctor. Always speak with your healthcare provider before making changes to your diet, supplements, or medication. Your health is personal, and it deserves careful attention. But now, you are no longer in the dark. You understand what may have been missing, and that gives you something powerful, a clearer path forward.